Well, good evening. Welcome to Bradford Bulls Live from Parry Lane, Dudley Hill. Wednesday night, under the lights here, as Bradford take on the Warrington Wolves. And something has got to give this evening, because both sides going to this match played 2-1-2. So both sides at 100% record this evening, as Mark Dunning's side look to keep their 100% record going and make it 3 wins on the bounce. We'll quickly start with the Bradford Bulls line-up this evening. Fullback is Cian Cox, swing three-quarter line from right to left. William Adams, Rhys Barraclough, Kieran Bringin and Dan McGrath. The half-backs, Harry Shackleton and John Diskin. The front row forwards, Liam Buffett, Will Cleverhugh, Leighton Haywood. The back rowers, Isaac Coleman, Dan Edwards, and the loose forward who binds the packs together is Oliver Passmore. And on the interchange bench, Mark Dunning going with 7 interchanges this evening in this scholarship fixture. Josh Beavers, Mackenzie Skerr, Marcus Green, Kieran Dickinson, Nehemiah Mensah, Adam Horner and Aaron Jackson. And once again, we're joined by the Bradford Bulls head of youth, John Bastian. Good evening, John. And what will Mark Dunning and yourself be looking to get out of this fixture this evening?
Oh, I'd just be looking for some performances from individuals and probably collectively, the team. He wants them to work smartly together and just enjoy the rugby, just work hard as a group.
We don't have the Warrington team. That was withheld from us before kick-off. So Warrington, they're up to the halfway line. They're going to move the ball over on the far stand side, and immediately some good solid defence from Mark Dunning's side over on that left-hand edge. Warrington extinguished their full set of 6. They're 40 out from the Bradford line. The ball's going to bounce on the 10. A little bit of hesitation there from Cian Cox, who lets the ball bounce, and he steadily regains his feet, picks the ball up, and he takes it up to the Bradford 10. So Bradford, first use of the ball. We've had a minute gone on the clock, and the referee is going to penalise Warrington for being inside the 10. Just saying there, John, very shallow floodlights. Perhaps that was the reason for a little bit of hesitation there from young Cian Cox.
Yeah, just a little one there from Cian. He probably should have caught that, on the full, and it gives him a good advantage, getting forward a lot quicker. Letting it bounce just allowed, the Warrington defenders to get on top of him.
Bradford then are going to find touch via Shackleton. 10 shy of the halfway line on their own 40, and it's back-to-back penalties. High tackle, says tonight's referee. So good field position coming up for the Bulls as Bradford are going to have a full set of 6 inside the Warrington half. This time Shackleton takes it just shy of the Warrington 20. There's a bit of a blustery win this evening here at Dudley Hill. Once again, another good crowd, well into 3 figures this evening. And that'll do Dudley Hill and the community club's coffers the world of good. Don't forget the Under-19s Academy against the City of Hull Academy here tomorrow. That, of course, will later kick off at 7:30. But here we are in the Under-16 scholarship, and immediately Shackleton dives to the floor, 15 out, as Bradford look to come back down this middle channel with a loose forward. Passmore takes 2 Warrington defenders out of that defensive line. The 5 metres out. Good distribution in dummy half there from Cleverhugh. Cleverhugh to Shackleton. The ball's gone to ground, but it's been touched by a Warrington hand. Referee says it's palmed down. The Bulls will have another full set of 6. This will be their 3rd consecutive set of 6. So early pressure for Mark Dunn inside. Scrum awarded to the Bulls 10 metres out from the Warrington line. Bradford in there. Blood red away strip this evening. Warrington in their away strip, which of course is all black with a bit of silver piping down the side. So Bradford looking for first points. We've had 3.5 minutes gone here. As we said, it's the battle of the 2 undefeated sides in the scholarship. It's Bulls Live, Bulls TV, as we're going to see Dan McGrath tilt towards the line there. What a turn of pace Dan McGrath has. And 4 Warrington tacklers held him up, standing tall on top of the line. It goes back from Cleverhugh to Passmore. Passmore's drive back, though. Good surging defence from the Warrington Wolves. Bradford now 8 metres out from the line. They're going to move the ball lateral over on the far-stand side as it goes to Shackleton. Shackleton, neat little pass there to Edwards. And Edwards is going to be brought down a metre shy of the line. 2 tackles remaining in this set of 6. Still 0-0 here. Approaching 5 minutes gone as Shackleton gives it there to Haywood. Leighton Haywood has a tilt, and this will be the last tackle before it'll be kick time as it goes once again from Shackleton. Shackleton to Barraclough. Barraclough is going to pass the ball along the line to Adam Williams, and the referee is going to say that has gone forward. Chance gone begging there, John, but once again, from what we've seen in the first two games against London and Widnes, there's some neat cohesion in the halves between Shackleton and Diskin.
Yeah, they're doing well together. I thought we controlled the ball really well then, for those 3 sets. We've had 2 penalties, and we get the ball back, on the 3rd set. I think there is, we probably played a little bit tight when we could have been a little bit more expansive, and just the quality of the pass. If it hadn't been forward, then I think the winger scores. But if well defended from Warrington, you've got to give them some credit there. I thought they worked really hard on their goal line defence.
Well, we've got a couple of people already on the Mixlr chat as Warrington move the ball just outside their own 40. China Bulls listening in China, nothing better to do, so appreciate the commentary. The Bradford Bull supporters group, Adrian Gill and Dave Hicks. A special mention to Adrian Gill. Himself and Kevin Brown, as you've seen on the Bulls social media channels, they actually painted the South Bank suite after a bit of rain damage. So, once again, a lot of thanks to the Bradford Bull supporters group as Warrington just fine touch over the halfway line. They moved the ball up to their own 40 and the kick coming from their scrum half, and Bradford will have the head and feed of this scrum 15 shy of the halfway line. And Smudge as well tuning in this evening, and if you've got any questions to John Bastian, fire away. We'll ask the man who knows, the man that can, Mr. JB, who stood to the left of me on the gantry here at Parry Lane. But Bradford moving the ball then from that scrum. They're going to move it down this centre field. Out of dummy half from Rhys Barraclough, the right centre for Mark Dunn inside, and he's come up against some stiff defence there because he's been marched back 5 metres and he'll play the ball where he received it. So, out of dummy half as Bradford up to the halfway line. 3 tackles gone here, still 0-0. Bulls Live, Bulls TV. Clerihue, out of dummy half, gives it there to Buffett. Liam Buffett, of course, was the catalyst for that comeback against London when Bradford were trailing. They're going to kick early in the count on the halfway line from John Diskin. Diskin towards the Warrington fullback. He's going to pick the ball up on his own 10. He's going to meet it up to the 20. An allowed shrill blast there from tonight's referee. Penalty count 2-1 now in favour of the Bulls. But Bradford just conceding their first penalty for being offside at the kick there, John. And Warrington will have a full set of 6 just shy of the halfway line.
Yeah, both teams here are, they're controlling ball well. Warrington have been very good, with the ball in hand. And I think Bradford have been very good with the ball in hand. And Warrington have defended particularly well, whilst we've had the ball. Bit of pressure for us now, probably the first time they've been in our half.
So, a task for the Bradford Bulls defence as Warrington move the ball over on this main stand side. They've drawn in the defence. The centre's just going to go in, but its try-saving pass there has been passed back, and I'm not sure who that was, John, but I think it was number 4. I think it was Kieran Bringing who just managed to intercept the pass, palm it back toward his own try line, and William Adams recovered the ball for the Bulls, so a bit of virtuoso stuff there from Kieran Bringing, but he saved the try. Still 0-0 here, Bradford, with ball in hand up to their own 20, John.
Very aggressive, the Warrington defence at the minute, and we've got to be really patient, with the football and field position. And they got us a little bit then when they had the ball as well, on our right edge. And they were a little bit unfortunate to find a bit more space, but we've scrambled back and we've defended it well in the end.
Last tackle for the Bulls, 10 shy of the halfway line. The kick will come in from Shackleton. Shackleton on the diagonal is going to see the ball just go over the dead ball line. John Diskin was chasing that one, his half-back partnership, and half-back partner, and putting a bit of pressure there on the Warrington wingman, who showed a bit of composure and a bit of a collected head there to realise that Shackleton's kick had just a little bit too much on it, and it went dead over the dead ball line. So 7 tackle set coming up for Warrington, and 3 tackles into it. They're up to the halfway line. Good defence there from Buffett and Diskin, and Shackleton comes in, goes for the legs, and He's aided and abetted there by Dan Edwards in a two-man tackle on Warrington. The fullback with the black scrum cap is going to be brought down just outside the Bradford 20 to the right of centre field. They're going to move it back down the centre of the field with the prop forward, and good strong defence from the Bradford Bulls. Buffett in there with Shackleton. Last tackle, says the referee. The Warrington are going to look to recover the ball, but it's a bit of an unfortunate bounce up off the turf there, and Rhys Barraclough is going to be adjudged to have knocked the ball on for the Bradford Bulls. A repeat set of 6 here coming up for the Warrington Wolves. Scrum, head and feed, 10 metres out, 20 metres in from our commentary position. John, chance for Warrington to post first point with 11 minutes gone on the clock.
Yeah, they played far too quick on us then. We've got to hit a little bit harder and slow them down in the ruck. You know, they made some easy meters on them, and off the back of that, the kick, they've got an error, so they've got a repeat set on us.
A chance potentially for Warrington. They've got an overlap and they're going to score out wide in the corner. Although the referee is going to say that is a metre shy. So great defence there from Dan McGrath. And they've tried to go over from dummy half. And referee is going to say that Warrington acting half has knocked the ball on, and a chance has just gone begging for Warrington. And, well, John, it looked for all the word that they had the ball stretched, but Dan McGrath, the winger for the Bulls over on that left-hand edge, he stood his ground, and a try-saving tackle, bringing him down with inches to spare.
Yeah, a nice shift, you know, from left to right, you know, by Warrington, and they found some space on our left edge, but terrific work there. You know, by McGrath, you know, the left winger for the Bulls. Terrific effort.
McGrath had 2 tries against London, and he had a couple against Widnes. Bradford were just a little bit out of sync there as the ball missed the winger on this main stand side, William Adams, and luckily for the Bulls, he just managed to pick the ball up and take the tackle with a couple of centimetres spare from the main stand touchline. So here we go. Bradford a bit more calmly now with ball in hand. 5 shy of halfway. Win their third penalty of the evening. Laying on in the tackle. And the prop forward for Warrington wearing 8 is going to be penalised. And a relieving penalty, John, for the Bulls, because last couple of minutes Warrington have just been getting on top.
Yeah, they've had some good field position there of Warrington. You know, but we've scrambled well and we've defended well. Now we've got a penalty there. Now we can build some pressure. We're in the arm wrestle at the minute and both teams are doing well.
Bit of a pendulum swinging, ebbing one way, then the next. It's going to be tapped by Cleverhue. Cleverhue will give it there to Coleman. Isaac Coleman had the ball stolen. 2-on-1, says the referee. So 4-1 the penalty count now in favour of the Bulls. They've got an option. Do they go for 2? The 20 metres out, just to the right. John shaking his head. No, they're going to tap it. And would you go for 2 here, John?
No, no. These kids have just got to keep playing, running hard and playing some rugby in right area at field at the minute.
Oliver Passmore, tackle number 1. Cleverhue in at dummy half. It goes to Diskin. Diskin, that cohesive link there to Shackleton. Shackleton to Cox. The fullback chiming into the attacking line. And he's brought down just inside the Warrington 20. 20 in from the far stand side. They're going to come down the left-hand edge with Dan Edwards. Edwards is brought down in a 3-man tackle. And the referee's put whistle to lips again. Bit of a stop-start affair. Referee's going to say Edwards, in the act of trying to play the ball, has lost it on the ground, and a scrum to Warrington Wolves. So, just shy of 15 minutes gone here at Parry Lane, Dudley Hill, Bulls Live, Bulls TV. It is Bradford Bulls 0, Warrington Wolves 0.
Yeah, it's a good arm wrestle, is this. You know, both teams are getting opportunities, but both teams are scrambling well in defence. I think they're just a basic error, you know, from the Bulls, and we had a good chance to build some real pressure there.
Question from Melly for John Bastian. Are the scholarships lads paid? And if so, is it a level field?
No, they're not. No, they're not paid. You know, they come on a scholarship usually for a 2-year period. You know, we work on their strength, conditioning, speed, movement, and build the skills up and the knowledge of rugby league up.
I think that's suitably answered the question. Crazy Bows also joining us. Bradford 0, Warrington 0. Warrington twisting and turning with a fullback up to halfway. 3 Bradford defenders bring him down. Buffett and Haywood leading by example, the two prop forwards for Matt Dunning's side. It is the last tackle for Warrington on the halfway line, centre of the field. A bit of a wobbler coming up. They're going to let it bounce. A bit of reverb on that ball there. And Warrington are going to kick clear. And Harry Shackleton's in a foot race with the Warrington number 4. And the Warrington number 4 is going to be adjudged to have touched the ball down underneath the sticks. If we had a big screen here, the referee would almost certainly be putting the square in the hair. And the Warrington left centre, John, just beating Harry Shackleton in a foot race, and he's touched down underneath the sticks. And it is 4-0 to the visitors, the Warrington Wolves, in the battle of the undefeated championship scholarship clubs.
I think the simple facts there is if you allow a ball, to bounce, you're going to give the opposition the opportunity, and it bounced the right way. The centre kicked on, run really well for the ball, and he was the first one to it, and he's grounded it. He's got the first try of the game.
The Warrington fullback will attempt the conversion attempt. So try to Warrington, 17 minutes gone on the clock. I was having a conversation with Mark Dunning at Tong yesterday, John, about what is the actual official time of these games, and Mark Dunning basically said, he says, it's supposed to be 35 minutes, but it depends on the referee. He says sometimes they play 30, sometimes they play 40.
Yeah, it's 35 minutes. 35 minutes, so the referee should be bang on with 35 minutes.
And don't forget tomorrow, if you're listening and you can get down here to Parry Lane, Dudley Hill, 7:30 kick-off, the City of Hull Academy against the Bradford Bulls. Second outing for for Lee Beattie and Matt Dunning's under-19 side. And it's got to be said, John, while the Warrington fullback just adjusted his scrum cap here, yet to take the conversion, I thought they were really unlucky in that opening fixture at Stanningley against Leeds. 32-10 they went down, but I think it was a bit of a blowout towards the end, and I don't think that was a fair scoreline.
No, it was a really good game, really physical, both teams, and in a real arm wrestle, probably for 50 minutes. We just needed to control the game a bit better. Certainly we needed to control the ball better as well. But we're looking forward to that one tomorrow night against the City of Hull Academy, who again, they're very strong, and I think it'll be a cracking game, for the sports to get down to watch here at Dudley Hill.
Don't forget, we'll have full match commentary a little bit earlier tomorrow. We'll have a bit of build-up from 7:15. Couple of interviews to play before kick-off. The conversion has finally been kicked after what appeared to be an absolute eternity, and it is the Bradford Bulls 0, Warrington Wolves 6 with 18 and a half gone. So we're at the midway point in the first half, and the restart from John Diskin is going to be fielded by the Warrington try scorer on this left centre, wearing number 4, and he's going to be immediately brought down in a two-man tackle by Adams and Barraclough, and Adams and Barraclough have come up with a perler. They've put a bit of pressure there, and the Warrington centre has lost the ball on contact. So immediately, after conceding the opening points of the evening, Bradford are going to have an opportunity to potentially score and get back in the game. 25 metres out, John.
You see that a lot with young kids, and they are only young, developing, you score a try and then you come up with a basic error. Just a bit of concentration there, but it gives us some great field position to try and, punish them, try and get some points on the board.
Well, this checked. We've got 364 people listening at the minute, so that'll continue to increase as the evening goes on. And if you're enjoying it, always share it. Share some love for the Bulls Live crew, which is myself and John Bastian tonight. So from the scrum then, 2 tackles gone. Bradford with Will Clerihew are brought down, 15 out from the Warrington line. 2 tackles remaining. Shackleton in there at dummy half, and he's going to give it there to the second row forward, who is drove backwards at a difficult angle, and they're still 15 metres out. Here goes Shackleton. Shackleton to Diskin. Diskin to Cox. Cox is wrapped up on the fifth and last, still 15 metres out, just to the right-hand side of the upright, centre of the field, as it goes from Clerihew to Shackleton. Shackleton peppers one behind the Warrington line. He's just put a little bit too much on it. It caught the wind, went over the dead ball line, and they'll have a 7-tackle set from the 20, will the Warrington Wolves. It's still Bradford Bulls 0, Warrington Wolves 6 here at Dudley Hill.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit heavy on his kick there. That gives them 7 plays, from the restart. dead in goal. We need to get them balls to just hang a little bit and put Warrington under more pressure, and we just conceded another penalty. So again, they're chewing some field position up here at Warrington.
Penalty count 4-2, still in favour of the Bulls. Bradford just been pinged for being inside the 10. And Warrington scrum half, wearing 7, has found touch for Warrington. 30 out from the Bradford line. It's going to be tapped by the 9. It's given to the number 12. And a forward pass. They hadn't even got to tackle number 1. But I tell you something, John Bastian, that was almost like the Barbarians, Harlem Globetrotters stuff, because it was a reverse pass from the tap. Warrington looking to catch the Bulls out cold there. 6-0. The Bulls trail, it remains, but it could easily have been 10, potentially 12. Pass ruled forward.
We need to be more focused on our right edge defence there. You know, that was a simple play, that by Warrington Wolves, and we were fortunate, you know, not to be conceding again there.
Bradford from the scrum with Harry Shackleton. Shackleton, of course, in the pre-season had lessons with Leeds Rhinos and Hull-Kidster Rovers current player Danny Maguire, and he scored the match winner to bring the house down at Odsall in round 1. And Bradford awarded a 5th penalty here for laying on in the tackle. So 7 penalties thus far from the referee. 22 minutes gone. And Harry Shackleton's going to try and find touch. Penalty awarded 10 shy of halfway. And a booming kick from Harry Shackleton. Reminds me a lot of Henry Paul Deacon. A lot of those qualities around him. And Bradford now 25 out from the Warrington try line. Can they post their first points of the evening? It's going to be tapped by Clerahue. Clerahue to Coleman. Coleman with a black scrum cap. Gets the legs driving forward like pistons of a car engine. And he's brought down just inside the Warrington 20. Clerahue. Bit of a short, sharp pass on the inside to Passmore. Passmore's offloaded the ball to Diskin. Diskin gives it to Haywood. Haywood, a big loud clap. Clatter as he's brought down just inside the 10. It's going to go to Clerahue. He tries to attack the markers out of dummy half. He's brought down 2 metres shy of the Warrington line. It's picked up by Diskin to Shackleton. Shackleton along the line to Edwards, and Edwards is going to be wrapped up. 4th tackle gone. 1 tackle remaining in this set of 6 for the Bradford Bulls. Once again, Passmore strides forward, and he's going to be brought down on the 5th and last, just 2 metres shy of the Warrington line, and it's another penalty to the Bradford Bulls. 6-2 now, the penalty count in favour of Mark Dunn inside, and the referee is going to stop the clock and he's going to speak to the Warrington captain, and I think that's fair, John. 24 minutes gone, and we've had a plethora of penalties.
Yeah, they've been a little bit scruffy, you know, on the floor there, and the referee, to be fair, has been pretty consistent in that area. But this allows us, you know, to build more pressure. I think that for us now, we just need to be patient, you know, and create opportunities, you know, with these 6 players that we've got.
The referee put Warrington on the team warning, and I don't think many in this crowd here at Parry Lane will disagree with that decision. So more pressure for Warrington to soak up, incessant in every nature of the word, as Bradford tap the ball. And it's going to go from Clerahue to Shackleton. Shackleton nearly picked up there, but Coleman reaches out and takes tackle number 2. Diskin along the line to Barraclough. Barraclough wrapped up in a 2-man tackle. He's lost a little bit of ground there as he's brought down 12 metres out. Clerahue in at dummy half, gives it there to Haywood. Leighton Haywood striding forward, brought down 5 shy. Centre of the field, good options here for Clerahue. Gives it along the line to Shackleton. Shackleton to Cox. Cox to McGrath. And McGrath is going to be brought down 5 out from the line on the last tackle. So solid, stern, resilient defence from the Warrington Wolves. As a crossfield kick from Shackleton comes off a Warrington hand, and it's back to 6. It's back to 6. And it ball in hand with Coleman's going to cross. It was the 0 tackle. It was the free play. The referee, though, has stopped the clock. He's going to go to the touch judge on the far stand side, who's come on the field. And a decision to be made here is the try to Isaac Coleman in the 25th minute. Going to count. It's not. The referee is going to disallow the try. And the decision is going to be... Well, everyone's looking at the referee. And the referee is going to say, knock on from the Bradford Bulls. Well, I've got to say, John, I didn't see it that way. That's one of those 50-50 decisions, but his initial reading of that as it unfolded was it touched the Warrington hand and it was back to 1 and the Bulls were in.
Yeah, I didn't see that one, to be fair, but the linesman's got to do his job. And the referee, he went straight across. He saw the linesman in position, saying that there were an error or a fault, and they've got the head and feed. But we carry on, we defend, and we keep working really hard. It's been a good, tough game, this.
So, scrum to Warrington, 3 tackles in, they're just shy of the halfway line. The scrum half moves it over towards this wing position, and that's a good 2-man tackle there from William Adams and Reece Barraclough on this Bradford right-hand edge. They're up to tackle number 4, and they're 8 metres inside the Bradford half. So, roundabout on the Bradford 42 in centre field position as they look to go down the middle with the scrum half, and here he goes. He's a one-man band, no support, but a amazing tackle there from Leighton Haywood. Try saving from the prop. It's the last tackle, and the Bulls have given away a penalty. It'll be a bit of a cruel blow to Mark Dunn inside after that amazing cover tackle there from Leighton Haywood, who backtracked and brought down the Warrington scrum half. But a chance now for Warrington. Penalty count 6-3, still in favour of the Bulls, but Warrington looking for a second try of the evening, and they're going to get it. It was a neat little play out of dummy half, and the diminutive looking hooker there showing a lot of dexterity to just squeeze past the Bulls defence underneath the sticks again, and it is 10 points, 2-0. A bit of a cruel blow, John, after having a try disallowed. The Bulls then concede a penalty on the last, and I think that is the nature of rugby league. You've got to maintain concentration 100% of the time.
Yeah, we've just missed out on that try there, but fair play to Warrington. They've come all the way up, the other end, and we've been a little bit soft in the middle there. The halfbacks made a break. They've got some good field position, and the hookers just scooted and scored a simple try, to be fair, from dummy half.
Cold, wintry temperatures here at Dudley Hill. Everyone blowing into the hands, trying to keep warm. 28 minutes gone, 7 minutes remaining in this first half. Bulls TV, Bulls Live, Mick Leddell, John Bastian and Warrington potentially about to add an extra 2 and go 2 clear scores in front at 12 points to 0. Good body language between the Bulls players, John, to the left-hand side of the sticks. You've got John Disting, Harry Shackleton. Good communication, which is good to see. They're not stood isolated and feeling sorry for himself.
No, you won't expect that. There's a long way to go in this game, and there's a lot of football to be played. Mark Dunning's up there. I'll have had a quick word with him. We get the ball, we go back down there, and we start to build pressure, and we defend a big set again for us.
Well, the conversion attempt goes over from the Warrington Wolves fullback, and here in this Academy Scholarship under-16s fixture at Dudley Hill, Parry Lane, it's Bradford Bulls 0, Warrington Wolves 12, 6.5 minutes to go to half-time. Don't forget, anybody listening, tickets are on sale for the away fixture on Sunday against the Hunslet Hawks. That promises to be a bit of a ripper. George Flanagan going back to his former club so soon after leaving and joining John Keir and the Bradford Bulls, and was at Hunslet yesterday speaking to the chief executive Darren, and he confirmed over 900 tickets already sold. So once again it's going to be a bit of a noisy atmosphere at the South Leeds Stadium as the Red, Amber and Black Army spring into action, and potentially can the first team, can the Bradford Bulls be in the hat for the draw on Tuesday evening when the bottom 4 Super League clubs of last year join? On the restart then, Warrington come up with an error on the halfway line. This will be scrum, head and feet to the Bradford Bulls. So, as we've seen, John, after Warrington's first try, they've come up with an error on the restart and a chance now for the Bulls. 5 metres inside the Warrington half. Bradford trailing 12 points to 0, 5 minutes out from half-time.
Gives us some good field position here, to build some pressure, and hopefully we can get some points on the board.
Out of dummy half from Aaron Jackson, who's just come on the field for Will Clerihew. So Jackson with the cream-coloured scrum cap shows up nicely here under the floodlights at Dudley Hill, and he's immediately come up with a little error, a little knock-on. at the base of the play of the ball. So chance gone begging there, John. Scrum, head and feet to Warrington, 5 shy of halfway.
Yeah, just some basic skill there, you know. Just needed a little bit of composure, a little bit of control to his game, and again we've just given the ball cheaply back, you know, to Warrington Wolves.
Question for you, John, once again. This is coming from Crazy Brows. How many feeder clubs do the Bulls currently have at the moment, and do we need more?
No, I think we feeder clubs as such, you know, we've got a lot of clubs, you know, that we go around and we look, you know, at potential, you know, in the Bradford area, you know, and all around West Yorkshire. And we're in a good place, you know, with our scouting system. I think the thing is, you know, we're up against it a little bit, you know, against Super League teams, and at the moment we're in Championship 1, you know, and as our profile goes up, I'm sure that we're going to attract, you know, more players as well to the Bulls.
Warrington, 20 metres out from the Bradford line, a run out of dummy half, and the ball's been palmed backwards, but it was in an offside position. The Warrington man in front of where the ball was touched, and the referee gives Bradford their 7th penalty of the evening, and it is now Bradford still 0, Warrington 12, and the referee just stopped the clock and is going to get the touch judges on here and trying to separate them. I'm not sure what we're going on. I was just looking at my notes, John.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot in that, to be fair, but we have to be very mindful of the number 9. You know, for Warrington, he's very quick out of dummy half, and he's starting to punch some holes in us, you know, through the middle of the ruck. He's a real threat.
Well, the referees reversed the penalty, so he originally gave the penalty to the Bradford Bulls, and there's a bit of indecision there. The Bulls players just asking the referee for a bit of clarity on what has gone on there, and the referee has stopped the clock and he's giving an explanation to the Bulls skipper, John Diskin. And John Diskin turns around and Bradford have some more defending to do. 10 out from their own line, and Warrington, they're going to tap the ball and they're going to go in at the corner, but that is an excellent try-serving tackle there from William Adams just pushing the Warrington number 2 into touch, and it remains Bradford Bulls 0, Warrington Wolves 12. John, great play there from William Adams.
It's a terrific tackle that from Will Adams, and Warrington are continually looking to promote the ball, you know, to the edges. You know, they obviously, you know, fancy the spaces, but great work there from Will Adams.
So Bradford Bulls 0, Warrington Wolves 12. 2 tries to 0, 2.5 minutes to go to half-time. Shackleton along the line to McGrath. McGrath brought down on his own 10. Just to the left of centre field as Bradford just do a bit of one-man rugby here as out of their own 20. Here goes Aaron Jackson attacking the Warrington markers, and he's clattered in a 2-man tackle. Jackson gets to his feet, Diskin in there at dummy half. It goes from Diskin to Haywood. Haywood's brought down 10 shy of the halfway line, centre of the field, as they move the ball with Shackleton. Shackleton's going to give it there to Dan Edwards. Dan Edwards is up to halfway, offloads the ball to Jackson, and Jackson's going to advance 10 metres inside the Warrington half. Bradford 40 metres out on the 5th and last tackle. Shackleton goes high, it's caught the wind, it's going to come down only 5 metres forward, and it's a lucky bounce, but they're going to have to deal with it, and they've spilled the ball there of Warrington, and there's a try here to the left-hand side of the uprights, and it's going to be the Bull skipper, John Diskin, and Bradford have their first try of the evening. And as we said, John, you never, ever, what is the number 1 rule in rugby league? What you taught from such a young age, you don't let the ball bounce.
No, I think there was great pressure there, though, you know, from Harry Shackleton there, you know, on the full-back, you know, of the Warrington Wolves. And he's put him under it, and the ball's fumbled, it's come out, and young Diskin backing up really well, and we've picked up a nice try there, gets us right back into the game just before half-time. It's been a good standard, this physical game, you know, both sides, you know, putting lots of effort in. Fair few penalties, but it's been a good scholarship game, a good standard.
Well, the game will be on Bulls TV in the coming days, and hopefully we're calling a Bradford Bulls victory, a 3rd win of the season. They started round 1 at Odsall. They had to come from behind. They trailed the London Broncos at one stage by 28 points to 12, and they scored 3 tries in the last 6.5 minutes, and Harry Shackleton's try on the hooter give them a 32-28 victory. And speaking of Harry Shackleton, he converts 5 metres to the left-hand side of the upright. So Mick Little, John Bastian, Bulls TV, Bulls Live. It is currently Bradford Bulls 6, Warrington Wolves 12. And John has just sold this game as if it's an NRL Grand Final. High quality. I'd actually go and say one better, John. It's better than anything Super League served up this year.
Yeah, it's there's been no cheap tries. Both teams have worked really hard. In defence. On a cold and windy night. But they've done some nice things with ball as well. It's been a good standard.
So back underway here. Bradford will receive the ball from deep. That's caught the wind over the head. But that man who can, William Adams, recovers the ball in his own in-goal area and takes Bradford just up to their own 5. 90 seconds, I make it, remaining in this first half here. So Bradford, well, just looking to calm things down. I think Mark Dunning will be happy to go in, trailing by 6. There's a big, solid crash there from the interchange. Prop forward, Kieran Dickinson, and he's laid the platform for Aaron Jackson to advance 10 shy of halfway on his own 40. Cox in at dummy half, gives it there to Diskin, and Diskin is going to give it to Coleman. Coleman gets to his feet, plays the ball. It is the last tackle. Bradford just shy of halfway. Shackleton's kick has touched a Warrington hand. It's back to 1, says the referee. It was played at, so 0 tackle, and Bradford now 10 metres inside the Warrington half. Mark Dunning bringing on the interchange forward. So we've just seen Kieran Dickinson. This is 16, Marcus Green with his first touch of the ball. And here goes Kieran Dickinson again. Industrious charge to the line. He's brought down 30 out from the Warrington line. We've got the seconds remaining in this first half as John Diskin. Again, a little bit of miscommunication. But Shackleton's kick clear and Warrington recover the ball. But the referee's going to say first knock on from Warrington. Yep, he's indicated it was palm down. He looks at his watch. He's going to say... Well, I can't lip read from here, but it's going to say there's a minute. So what we're going to have here, John, is potentially a full set of 6 for the Bulls to potentially go in level at half-time.
Yeah, for sure. We just need to, again, we just need to keep building pressure, and be patient, look for these opportunities, in these 6 players just before half-time. It'd be nice to get a score.
Well, we saw Bradford put 9 tries on Keighley at the weekend. This one a bit of a tighter affair, but from the base of the scrum, Isaac Coleman has gone charging towards the Warrington line and he's just lost the ball. First knock on as Warrington recover, and they come up with an error, and the referee looks at the watch again. He's going to say scrum head and feet to Warrington, and I think what Mark Dunning's probably going to be saying at half time, John, is a little bit more composure. We've come up with silly errors close to the opposition line.
Yeah, you get that with kids. They do that. They tend to want to rush everything. A great run there, by young Coleman. Just needed to keep hold of ball, get an error there from Warrington. Just basic stuff there from both teams. There goes the whistle.
Right on cue, 35 minutes gone, half-time here at Parry Lane, Dudley Hill, the home of local amateur side since 1979, and it is the Bradford Bulls 6. Courtesy of a try from John Diskin, converted by Harry Shackleton. Warrington Wolves 12. John, just quickly before you behind the post. So the referee just counting the players, making sure it's 13 versus 13, although Warrington were on the team warning prior to half-time, and we should have the second half underway. As we said, the conditions here very blustery, and Warrington kick towards Kieran Bringing at the start of the second half, and Bringing immediately takes it up to his own 30-metre line, and that's Dan McGrath out of dummy half on tackle number 2, and he's going to be brought down 8 shy of halfway. So Bradford trailing by 12 points to 6. We'll ask the thoughts of John Bastian, what Mark Dunning said at half-time, but as we said, John Diskin getting that try just before half-time and giving the Bulls a little bit of a lifeline, and they're up to halfway on tackle number 3. 60 seconds gone at the start of this second half. Jackson out of dummy half to Shackleton. Shackleton's looking to find touch on this main stand side, and he will do. Not quite a 40-20 because he was outside the 40, but it will be scrum head and feet to Warrington, and that has really turned the Warrington Wolves around at the start of this second half. They'll have the scrum 10 metres out from their own try line, and in this battle of the two undefeated scholarship sides, Warrington played 2-1-2, Bradford played 2-1-2, two victories against London and Widnes. It is currently Warrington who have the upper hand, leading by 12 points to 6. John Bastian's just climbed up the gantry. John, what was said in the dressing room at half-time?
Probably what we were just talking about. I think Mark wanted a little bit more control defensively around the ruck. You know, they've got some threats, you know, through the middle. And just being a bit more composed, you know, on the ball. And being a bit more patient and just trying to speed things up a little bit.
Well, the referee has blown his whistle and is now giving a decision in favour of the Bradford Bulls for dissent. So, John, that's really strange, is that? Because Warrington had the ball in hand. They were coming from the scrum after Harry Shackleton's kick, and they've given dissent while having the ball in hand.
Well, he's closer to that than we are. You know, we can't hear it from here, but we've got good field position here, mate. It's a nice start for us, this you know, his first two sets on the ball. Good work from Shaq.
Shackleton to Kieran Briggin, and Kieran Briggin, I believe it's his 5th try of the scholarship season, and Kieran Briggin took the pass from Shackleton, and it is now Bradford Bulls 10, Warrington Wolves 12, kick to come from Shackleton to lock us up.
I think that started from the set from the kick-off. It was really positive. We ran strong, you know, we got some good field position. Shaq, nice kick in, you know, from right to left, and then Warrington come up with a bit of dissent, give us an opportunity. Good work from Shackleton and bringing. He's dangerous in them positions. Good try.
I've got to say, John, especially for people like myself and you, a lot closer to the action, after everything that's happened at this club over the last 3 or 4 years, you can firmly see those green shoots of recovery peeping above the parapet now in 2018.
Yeah, it's I'm trying not to talk about it too much now, to be honest with you. I think we're in a really positive place. I think we've got to try and leave what happened behind us and let Bradford Bulls, you know, build again. And we're doing really well, you know, in all age groups. You know, you will win games, we'll lose games, certainly at junior level. You know, but our first team, you know, John Key is doing some good stuff with those boys, and he's well supported, you know, by Lee Beattie and Mark Dunning, and everybody's pulling together. We're doing okay.
Harry Shackleton's conversion attempt hit the right hand upright and bounced out. Warrington still lead here. Bulls Live, Bulls TV, Mick Gledall and John Bastian by 12 points to 10. But Warrington on the restart, it's gone out on the full. So Bradford awarded their 8th penalty in this match. 8-3 the penalty count. And you can suspect Harry Shackleton, who's now going up to halfway with ball in his right arm, is going to catapult the Bulls firmly inside the Warrington half, and potentially Bradford could be looking to get try number 3. As we said, if you're just joining us, we're going out on Bulls Live. Tune in, MixLR. You'll be able to watch the game back on Bulls TV tomorrow or Friday. And Bradford have come up with error number 1. Kieran Dickinson. I'm not sure if there were a bit of verbals going on between the Warrington 19 and Kieran Dickinson, but the Warrington 19 gives Kieran Dickinson a little pat on the back there after the Bulls interchange prop lost the ball in contact on tackle number 1, and that won't please Mark Dunning, John.
No, I'll be disappointed with that. You know, it's a nice carry, you know, from Kieran, but he's got to control that. You know, his grips, you know, got to be at the forefront of everything there and display the ball, and he's coughed it up and given them some ball back.
So from the scrum, although Warrington, they're not going to get above the advantage line. If this was NFL, that would be now 2nd down and 18. They've lost a little bit of momentum, but they're still shy of the halfway line. 2 tackles gone. So good solid defence from the Bulls. They're now finally inside the Bulls half on the 3rd tackle, and they're up to the Bradford 40. So 40 out. 10 in from the far stand side here at Parry Lane, which of course has the magnificent clubhouse and the dressing room facilities, and Warrington on tackle 4, a 20 out from the Bradford line over on the far stand side. They're going to move it back with the 7. goes to the 6, goes to the 1, the fullback chimes in, and he's brought down in a three-man tackle on the 5th and last. So 18 or so metres out, centre field, looking for options, goes back to the scrum half, cross-field kick, looking to put pressure there on young William Adams, and the referee is saying forward pass out of dummy half, and someone's now given more dissent, John, so penalty count now 9-3.
Yeah, he's, I worked with Gary Chambers, the coach of the under-16s at Warrington Wolves, and he won't be happy with the discipline, of the young Wolves side. But that doesn't concern us. Good thing is we've got the ball back here, and we can build some pressure and get back up here, and hopefully, get some more scores on the board.
Interesting decision there. Harry Shackleton not going for touch because of this strong swirling wind. He decided to just tap it on his own 20, and they'll do the hard yards forward. Jackson to Shackleton. Shackleton to one of the Bradford try scorers bring in. 5th try of the season. He got a brace against London, a brace against Widnes, and he's got another one here. So look out for that name. Kieran Bringing potentially could be a future star. John Diskin there on the runaround. Bradford on tackle number 5. 10 shy of halfway on their own 40 in centre field. As Harry Shackleton sends one downfield. The bounce is going to just bounce up kindly there for the Warrington winger. There was a bit of miscommunication between him and the fullback because Dan McGrath, wearing 5 for the Bulls, was charging and bearing and homing in. And they got a little bit lucky there, did Warrington. It's still Warrington 12, Bradford 10.
Terrific kick that by Harry Shackleton, in this wind, and he made it really awkward, for the right winger and the fullback. We're still in a good place for defending well. They've kicked early here.
Kick there from Warrington. No one at home. Kieran Cox has to field it from his own try line. And here we go. Kieran Cox now beats 1 but can't beat 2 and 3, and he's wrapped up on his own 10. So the kick diagonal cross field into space. Look between Cox and McGrath, and McGrath has lost the ball on the second tackle. So the error count now, that's error number 10 for the Bradford Bulls this evening, and that won't please Mark Dunning. Let's see if they can make amends for it in their defensive stakes as Warrington. We're looking for the first points of the second half. We've had just shy of 10 minutes gone. It's still Warrington 12, Bradford 10 as Warrington give the ball over on that far stand side. And they're going to get in at the corner. Looking at the referee, he'll point the finger. The Warrington centre, number 4, his second try of the evening. He just wasn't tackled, John. It was almost like the Bulls thought it was tackled. Everyone stood like statues, and perhaps a bit of an experience there, but it's now 16 points to 10. A difficult kick from the far stand touchline.
Yeah, it comes on from play 2 there, from McGrath. He's done a really good carry, and again, loosely turned the ball over, give Warrington Wolves some good field position. They've shifted it early from right to left, and probably found a little bit of a soft try for me there, on our right edge defence.
Good evening, Mick and John from Simon Baines. Don't forget, anyone got any questions for John? And if they're clean, we'll ask them to our head of academy. You never know on these apps, John.
Do our best.
We'll do our best. It is bitterly cold. Luke Hopkins, acting cameraman tonight, blowing on his hands and fingers. Very cold evening here. I think I need to be reminded for tomorrow night to bring the gloves. But don't forget, 7:15 tomorrow. If you can't make it down here, we'll have full match commentary of the Bradford Bulls under-19s Academy against the City of Hull Academy. That's Lee Beattie's chance to shine. And, of course, Lee Beattie shone last week with the reserves. This time last week, it was, of course, Bradford Bulls 70, the Keighley Cougars 8. And I was reading earlier on Twitter that Craig Lingard, the Keighley coach, John, the ultimate humiliation is basically made the Keighley first team play the reserves game tonight. But what a fantastic kick from the Warrington fullback from the touchline. It arcs and straightens up between the H's over the black dot. It's Warrington 18, Bradford 10. But yeah, Craig Lingard, basically the entire Keighley full team side, I think for the way they performed on Sunday, they're now playing Halifax at Cougar Park this evening.
Yeah, he's obviously bitterly disappointed, you know, there is Lingard. You know, but at the end of the day, I'm only interested in Bradford Bulls, I'll be honest. I'll be honest with you. Only interested in Bradford Bulls. A little bit of a scuffle going on there, you know, with the kids, but an error from Warrington Wolves gives us some good field position here.
Well, it's just getting a little bit heated, a bit fiery and feisty out there, and the young referee has to step in the middle and separate it. No punches thrown, it's just a bit of pushing and shoving, bit of testosterone going off there. And the penalty was originally awarded to the Bradford Bulls for a late hit, and the young referee there just separating the players, John, and it's sandbags at door, nothing too serious.
Yeah, I thought that, to be fair, you know, like you say, the young kids, and sometimes they get a little bit agitated with each other, but I thought they controlled that quite well there, to be fair, and the referees and linesmen were in pretty quick.
Well, Warrington down to 12 men, their second row forward, sent from the bin. That late challenge, a shoulder charge. So Bradford, numerical advantage, 13 against 12, and it's 18 points to 10. Let's see what the Bulls can do here. Referee just asking to speak to the Bradford Bulls skipper. This time, John Diskin off the field. He's going to give it to Harry Shackleton.
Yeah, it's the just talking to him, you know, just giving him a little warning. It's the actual number 9 for Warrington Wolves who's been simbered, and he's a good player. He just needs to tidy up his game and not give silly penalties away like that.
So a chance for the Bulls then to potentially get their third try of the evening. Marcus Green, tackle number 1, brought down. 20 out from the Warrington line. Jackson along the line to Coleman, and Isaac Coleman has come up with an error, and it's a bit of deja vu, a bit of Groundhog Day here, because Bradford, numerical advantage, awarded their 10th penalty of the evening after some foul play from the Warrington Wolves, and they've come up with a cruel error. Scrum to Warrington, 20 out, their lead 18-10.
I keep saying it, just basic errors, you know, unnecessarily. And both teams have done it tonight, but we've just done a few too many tonight for me.
Well, we've had about 14 minutes gone of this second half. 21 minutes remain. There's a good, strong three-man tackle there from the young Bulls. Leighton Haywood, Marcus Green throwing the weight there, and Warrington not getting any headway now. The pendulum perhaps is swinging in favour of the Bulls. Adam Horner, wearing 19, has just come on the field, and he's looking to throw himself around as Warrington look to move the ball along the line. And once again, Isaac Coleman wearing 11, and Leighton Haywood in a two-man tackle, bringing down the big Warrington prop. They're going to kick early on the count. Kean Cox just going to let that one go into touch. It's a 40-20, and Warrington, the referees is talking to the touch judge, and he's going to give it. Yeah, he's give the 40-20. So Warrington catching the Bulls cold. William Adams, Kean Cox, both badly out of position there, and Warrington, they're hunting try number 4 and potentially the game. 20 minutes remaining here. Bulls Live, Bulls TV. They move the ball from right to left, and the bit of a hot stepping force there, the young scrum half for Warrington. He's just going to be brought down just shy of the Bradford 5, and a bit of a dangerous tackle there. It's all legal. Warrington had a player down, and their big prop forward was brought down, and the referee will stop the clock here, John. It's a head injury, and of course the safety and protection of these young scholarship players is paramount.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I didn't quite see what happened there, but the game's just been a little bit scrappy, I think, you know, over the last 10 minutes. It's been a bit stop-start, you know, with errors and penalties, and there's no real flow to the game at the moment.
Touch judge has just come on the field. This could be a penalty to Warrington. The Warrington coaching bench to our left showing a bit of displeasure with an off-the-ball incident. Not sure the referee saw it, but the touch judge has come on the field, and Just looking to see what the referee, what action the referee will take, and I think he was perfectly happy with the challenge. I think it was more the fact that the Warrington had a player down, which was interfering with play, and their big prop forward was tackled on top of him. And good to see. One round of applause. The young Warrington standoff will leave the field for the head concussion test. Might not see him back, but play back on. Danger not over yet for the Bulls. Warrington are going to go in, and it's a 4th try of the evening. And that was a lovely show and go there from the fullback. Sucked in that left edge defence, and the Warrington winger wearing 2 will touch down for the 4th try in that far stand corner. It is Warrington Wolves 22, Bradford Bulls 10 now, John, with 19 minutes remaining.
Yeah, again, it was just basic, basic skills, there from Warrington Wolves, and they're attacking our right edge, and they're getting a little bit out of it, to be fair. They've two quick fire tries there on us.
So, a difficult conversion attempt, difficult conditions. Can the Warrington fullback do it again? What do you make, John, of this Bradford performance? I mean, where do Warrington sit in terms of the scholarship system?
Oh yeah, they're one of the big 4 or 5 clubs, certainly in Super League. When it comes to investing, in youth development, for sure. And they've got a national scouting network, and they're very big, on youth development over at Warrington Wolves, like we are at Bradford. So yeah, it's good that we're really competing, with them. And I don't think there's a massive amount in the game, to be honest with you. Just probably, just small things, just a little bit of control and some smarter field position.
Well, still waiting the conversion attempt over on the far stand side. As we mentioned in the first half, don't forget you can get your Hunslet tickets from Odsall Stadium. They'll be on sale up to and including Saturday. You can also get your coach tickets there. And after Hunslet in the Challenge Cup this weekend, 2 home games back-to-back, Hunslet and then Oldham, before an away trip up the Cumbrian Peninsula to Workington Town on April the 8th. So the fixture's coming thick and fast. From the touchline, Radar-esque, sign him up to the RAF. That one goes straight over the black dot. 24 points to 10 now, Warrington lead. A 3-score advantage.
Yes, they've got a little bit of an edge on us now. We need to really go kick off here, an hard chase, and get back into a really strong defensive effort. Try and get some football back.
It's not over by any imagination. 17 minutes remaining. The wind has just blown the ball off the kicking tee, and you need to hold on for dear life, John. Oh, my commentary notes have blown off as well. Hold everything down with a brick. Bradford on the restart. I'll thank that gentleman later in the bar if he's around. But Warrington back on the restart. Harry Shackleton misses his man. Leighton Haywood, though, brings him down. 25 out from his own try line. Flat pass out of dummy half from the Warrington interchange hooker. Jackson, though, since he's replaced Clerihue, throwing himself about. Warrington surging forward. Just inside the Bradford half, still down to 12 men, although he'll be coming back on the field shortly, and in that time Warrington have scored 2 tries and 12 points, so that won't please Mark Dunning. Kick through on the last tackle, 20 metres out, a knock on from the Bradford fullback, and Warrington have a 5th try underneath the sticks and now make that 16 points scored while Warrington have been down to 12 men. That is a bit of pill to swallow, and it is now 28 points to 10, and the kick to come will come from in front.
Yeah, same again, the ball's bounced, and it's given them an opportunity. We've coughed up that ball. Young Coxey, the fullback, and they've taken advantage of it, and they've got the momentum now of the game. I'm afraid we need to get back into this, you know, and stop allowing them, you know, to get easy runs through the middle of the ruck and tighten up a lot.
We reckon 15 or so minutes remaining in this one. Mark Dunning and the inquest standing behind the Bradford sticks. What do you reckon, John, to the changes to the scholarship season this year? Because it was a bit elongated last season. It's now timed by the RFL to start and finish before the boys will do their GCSEs in May.
Yeah, I think it fits everything, you know, this year. You know, the games will be finished at the end of April, and then the young kids can concentrate, you know, on their exams, which is obviously really important. I thought it actually dragged on a fair bit, you know, last year, and it probably put a bit too much pressure on the community game as well.
So this to add on the extra 2. Warrington leading now 28 points to 10, 5 tries to 2. Warrington back up to 13 men, so 13 versus 13 for the final 15 minutes or so, and they're not out of it, John, although the scoreboard and clock against them, 28-10.
No, we just need to get some ball back and try and get some good field position and to put some pressure. The thing is now, with 15 minutes left, let's play some football. You know, when we get it back, let's challenge these.
On the restart, Jackson and Coleman coming in a 2-man tackle. This is going to be Kieran bringing and Coleman again, and Dan Edwards also in there as the 3rd man. This time, Harry Shackleton brings down the Warrington prop forward, who gets to his feet, 15 shy of the halfway line. Shackleton in again, so too with Leighton Haywood, as Warrington advanced to within 5 shy of the halfway line. The scrum half, flat-looking pass, picked up by the officials. I've got to say it was flat, it was forward. It'll be a scrum to the Bulls on the halfway line. A chance going, John. 14 minutes remaining. The trail by 18. They've got to score.
Yeah, it's the first time we've had the ball for a while, you know, but we have got to throw the ball around a little bit now and try and get back into this game.
Well, if one side in 2018 has shown that they are the comeback kings, that, of course, is the Bradford Bulls. They had to come back from behind to win in their previous 2 outings against the London Broncos and the Widnes Vikings. So let's see if Lightning is going to strike a 3rd time. Here we go. They give the ball some air. Dan McGrath just knocks the ball on, and they were really giving the ball some zip. Kean Cox floated it out. It just were perhaps, John, a little bit too high, but I think Dan McGrath overrun it. And again, if McGrath takes that, I fancy him to go in at the corner. Chance gone begging. Scrum to Warrington.
I thought that was too high, that, for McGrath. I think it were going right. His arms were fully extended. It's a poor pass, that. Poor pass.
Kean Cox, the Bulls fullback, held his right arm up and apologised unequivocally there to Dan McGrath. And Dan McGrath, 2 tries against London in that opening game of the season. So Bulls Live, Bulls TV. 13 minutes remain now. Warrington 28, Bradford 10, as they move the ball down this middle channel. 5 shy of halfway on tackle number 1. In defence is Isaac Coleman, and Isaac Coleman's going to be penalised. So penalty count slowly even itself up. 10 to Bradford, 5 now to Warrington. And Warrington just going to find touch. 20 metres out from the Bradford line. Touch judge raises his flag in the air. And Bradford have some more defending to do. It's been a pattern of this second half, unfortunately, if you're listening and watching from a Bradford Bulls perspective. But credit to this Warrington Wolves side. They've really come here, and they don't want to see their unbeaten start to the season end. And Dan McGrath has to do a bit of defending on this main stand wing, and Warrington brought down 10 metres out from the Bradford line on tackle number 2. Out of dummy half, he's fresh out of the sin bin. He's going to try and charge over as the young Warrington hooker, but he's held back in play. Oliver Passmore coming in over the top as the third man. Good defence from the Bulls. Standing tall, Aaron Jackson now a chance to bring down the second row forward. 4 tackles gone, 1 remain. Warrington still 5 metres out from the line. They're going over on that left-hand edge again. And he's been knocked on by the centre. If he takes that, Warrington have a 6th try. But luckily for the Bulls, they've got the jitters now of the Wolves. That's their 7th error of the match. And the referee will pack the scrum down 10 out from the Bradford line. Warrington Wolves lead here against the Bradford Bulls by 28 points to 10. Disking and bringing the try scorers for the Bulls.
We're certainly putting ourselves under a lot of pressure on our right edge there, and I think if that ball goes to end, and we're in real trouble. We're in real trouble there.
Hang on a second, John. Here goes Kieran Brinning from the scrum, and Brinning is brought down 20 shy of the halfway line. McGrath in at dummy half. He'll attack the markers, and that's a crunching tackle right in front of our commentary position here. And Bradford with Shackleton now at dummy half, just moving the ball forward. 3rd tackle gone. 12 minutes we think remain. 18 points the deficit. It goes out of dummy half to Adam Horner. Horner is brought down in a 3-man tackle on the 4th. Bradford just shy of the halfway line. It goes to John Diskin. Diskin is going to give it to Passmore, and Passmore carries the Bulls over the halfway line. Last tackle now. It's going to go back to Shackleton on the halfway line. He's skied it. It's gone high into the darkness, into the void. But what a great take under the shallow floodlights from the Warrington Wolves fullback. He's kicked some pearlers from the touchline, and he's took some difficult kicks from Harry Shackleton. Still Warrington 28, Bradford 10. 10 minutes remaining, plus any stoppages that the referee is adding on. And I think, John, when we're struggling to hold commentary notes and microphones, I think we've got to give a bit of credit to the players out there, because it is bitterly cold.
It is. As the weather's changed a little bit, this evening, and it's a cold night, but both teams have put a lot of effort in, to the game tonight. Probably Warrington have just started to punch holes in our ruck a little bit, and they've started to target, certainly our right-hand side, and we're just coming up with some basic errors, just giving them some soft tries at the minute.
Well, the kick come up on the last tackle. Josh Beavers, who's come on for Kean Cox, the interchange fullback. He lost the ball in the floodlights. It was rolling around 5 metres out from the Bulls try line. It was kicked forward, and it was touched down by a Warrington hand. Difficult to see which Warrington player it was, but they have a 6th try of the evening, and that one is just to the right-hand side of the uprights. 32 points to 10, about to become 34, and a bit of a disappointing second half for the young scholarship Bulls, John.
Yeah, for sure. They've we've got to give them credit. Warrington Wolves have been far better, taking opportunities, but we've come up with some basic errors tonight and made life quite easy for them.
No one likes to taste defeat, John, but it's all part of the learning curve. I mean, a lot of these young players, they play with the community clubs in the under-15s, under-16s, so they're not just representing the Bulls and the Wolves, but sometimes a defeat can go a long way in player development.
Yeah, for sure. They'll learn from tonight. It's not a nice feeling, and I don't want them to feel good about, losing games. Ultimately, we all want to put a performance in, to win, but tonight we haven't performed well enough to win this football match.
Once again, Warrington taking a bit of an eternity to get this conversion attempt over. The referee stopping the clock. 9 minutes remaining. 32 points to 10. 6 tries to 2. And the Warrington fullback with a black scrum cap adds on the extra 2. So Bradford Bulls 10, Warrington Wolves 34 here. Bulls Live, Bulls TV. Mick Gledall, John Bastian, Luke Hopkins. Your production saying for this evening, and just a little bit of a focus, John, just quickly on the first team, and a real standout. I interviewed John Keir yesterday, and full of praise for Brandon Pickersgill.
Yeah, he's been good. He's been good as Brandon. Brandon's, he's quite a late developer, is Brandon, but he's such an hard-working lad, and he always had that, wonderful attitude, in the academy, and he's had to be really patient, for his opportunity. But John's, stuck with him, and he's delivered. He's been really terrific, you know, in games, and his enthusiasm, you can see that how he's performing. He's done some good stuff on football field.
Warrington on the restart, come up with a forward pass on their own 30, so perhaps a chance for the Bradford Bulls with 7 minutes remaining. It'll be a scrum to the Scholarship Bulls, 30 metres out from the Warrington try line, 20 metres in from our commentary position here on the gantry at Parry Lane, and Harry Shackleton has ball in hand, and he wants to get this one underway, but the referee's going to say there's pushing and shoving. It's not like rugby league to have contested scrums, and the referee not happy, wants everyone to bind properly.